All right. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Um, so last week, I made a post on Facebook about how I was really nervous because I was getting ready to go speak in front of the Tulsa City Council for on Veterans Affairs to invite him to the to invite them to the homebuyer social that Paulette and I are doing. And I was kind of driving around. We got a little bit early, kind of driving around a little bit. And I'm thinking, man, because I heard there's supposed to be like, quite a few people there. I was thinking, I was going to have to get up, stand up for everybody and talk and everything. So like, just like Eminem, palms sweaty, really nervous walking in. We walk in and there's like maybe 15 people there. They had a big circle of tables. Everybody just went around, didn't even get up out of my chair. Said like a little 30-second little spiel inviting everybody, and that was it. So the lead up was much more dramatic than the actual outcome. So that kind of got me into looking into this. I found this video from Mel Robbins. She's got a lot of cool stuff. We did one a couple weeks ago about the 5-second rule, and on the post I made on Facebook, I said I was about 5.5 minutes into the 5-second rule. So I've been counting to five like 100 times. Anyway, so I wanted to see because I know she had a bunch of other stuff too. So I looked and I found this one here. It's really good. So we'll get into it and then we'll talk about it when we get through it.
Can you send me an email with more information? Or can you follow up with?
You know what you need to do to move the needle, to change your career, to improve your health, to work on your marriage. The information is everywhere. And in fact, if you're listening to me right now and you go, Mel Robbins, you are wrong. I have no idea what to do. I just know I'm stuck. Go to Google and type in, I hate my job, and you will get hundreds of millions of links. You will probably find 100,000 videos that are made by people who have been stuck in their jobs, who will walk you through a step-by-step process that you could take in order to change. The what is easy. The issue is how. How do you make yourself take actions when you're afraid, when you're scared, when you're overwhelmed? How do you break bad habits? How do you break the negative thinking that is causing you to feel paralyzed? See, the problem for most of us is we think about what we need to do, but thinking won't change your life. The only way you're going to change your life or change your career or change your health is to take action. And so the reason why so many people get stopped by procrastination and stopped by fear and stopped by anxiety is because they never get past the part of just thinking about it. And I believe that we all have a habit that I call the habit of hesitation. And in psychology, psychologists and researchers say there's basically two types of people, right? There's people that have a bias towards action. And those are the kinds of folks that when inspiration strikes or when confidence strikes or when courage strikes or when opportunity strikes, they tend to lean toward it and to take action. And based on research, those folks tend to be happier, healthier, more successful, more fulfilled in life. And then there's the rest of us. And those of us that have what psychologists call a bias towards thinking, which means in a moment of uncertainty, a moment of opportunity, a moment where you need courage or confidence, instead of leaning toward it, you lean away from it and you start thinking, what should I do? And it's that habit of hesitating in moments of change that is keeping you stuck. We call it procrastination. We call it overthinking. We call it a lot of things, but it's just a habit of pausing. And then you trip into patterns of thinking and patterns of behavior that have been holding you back for years.
I mean, people say information is power. And based on what you're saying there, and I actually agree with this, information is not everything, is it? Like, we can have the information, we can have the knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but it's not everything, is it? You can have the knowledge and not take action.
I know a lot of really smart people that are miserable.
Yeah.
I know a ton of people that do nothing but read self-help books or watch videos on YouTube about inspiration and do nothing.
Yeah.
And the reason why is they gather information as a way to feel like you're working on something. And learning is a really important thing to do, like understanding, becoming more self-aware. It's critical to you improving your life. It's critical to you being happier and more fulfilled. If you don't understand yourself and you don't understand the patterns of thinking and the patterns of behavior that are keeping you stuck, you'll never be able to break them and replace them. But you can get yourself comfortable with learning and duping yourself into thinking that somehow being smarter about what you need to do to be healthy will make you healthy. That's
Yeah.
not true. Just like reading about launching a business doesn't launch a business. And so, one of the other things that I find to be really interesting, and I think this is one of the reasons why people really resonate with a lot of what I have to say. I don't know if it's the dyslexia, the ADHD, what it is, but I can't remember a lot of information in terms of a list. So if I'm trying to get healthy and you give me 11 things to do, I will do none of them.
Say goodbye to complicated supplement routines. AG1 is your daily multivitamin probiotic.
If you give me one simple thing that I can grab onto, I will likely try it. And I think a lot of times what happens for folks is, and I know it certainly has happened for me, is that even if the information is empowering, if it feels complicated, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. That's the beauty, or one of the beauties, I'd say, of your approach, whether it's in your, you've written multiple books, but the one before this, and including this one, The High Five Habits, the subtitle, I think, says it all: take control of your life with one simple habit. And as you talk, Mel, I can't tell you how much I connect with what you're saying, because it's very similar to the approach I've tried to take with patients for over 20 years now. Is keep it simple. What is that one keystone habit that's going to unlock the door to all those other habits?
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into the new book, I have a new team member.
Uh-huh.
And she's a huge fan of yours.
Okay.
And last night, I said to her, hey, so I've got Mel coming to the studio. She was losing it with excitement. And she said, Mel Robbins changed my life. If it wasn't for Mel, I'd still be in a job that was stressing me out, so I couldn't stand anymore. If it wasn't for Mel, I'd still be on antidepressants. If it wasn't for Mel's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule, I wouldn't have pressed send on the application to join your team, Rongan. And she only joined a few weeks ago. And that just really hit me at how profound and how life-changing your work is, because this is one individual who has shared how it's helped her health, it's helped her physical health, her mental well-being, and it's helped her to get a job, which, as she said to me last night, has pushed her out of her comfort zone that she knew she could do, but probably wouldn't have had the courage to go for.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. And there's a couple things that I want to say about that. That story does a beautiful job of explaining my mission in the world. And that is to uncover simple tools that anybody can use to help them make changes in their life. And so the reason why, what's her name?
Her name's Steph.
So the reason why Steph was so excited, and I hear it every day, like one of the coolest things about being on YouTube and being on social media and putting work out and speaking on stages around the world is when you have a super simple idea, it's so sticky.
Yeah.
that anybody can share it. It sounds kind of stupid that count backwards. Okay. You know, you're not going to forget that because it sounds kind of dumb. And the idea itself is so simple and so sticky. Anybody can try it and anybody can share it. And oftentimes people don't even know my name. They're like, oh my gosh, you're the 5 lady or
Yeah.
Robin. You know, they like mix, like they don't even like, they've been watching me and and I love that.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's about the tools. And in Steph's case, what's super interesting about her excitement, because I literally cannot go through a day at this point and have somebody not walk up to me and say, you changed my life. And I always say the exact same thing when somebody tells me that. I say, thank you so much for telling me. I appreciate you acknowledging me and following me, but you deserve the credit because you did the work. I just gave you a tool that I happened to discover that helps you move from thinking to doing.
Yeah.
So she moved herself from thinking about how much she hated her job to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stopping the thinking by counting backwards and pushing herself to move. She moved herself from thinking about applying for the dream job of yours and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 hitting send. She moved herself from thinking about going to the gym to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cutting the procrastination loop in half and then replacing it with a push to take action. And so what's so elegant and simple and empowering about the 5-second rule or the high 5 habit or all the other simplistic stuff that I tend to share with the world, because that's the stuff that works for me, is that these are all tools that cut through the bullshit holding you back. And it just so happens that your nerdy friend Mel has done all the research to be able to explain to you why science and research and decades of psychological academic work actually is encapsulated by counting backwards 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or in this particular new brain hack, the high 5 habit, how simply high-fiving the human being you see in the mirror every single morning as part of your morning routine will build the habit of self-empowerment, self-respect, self-worth, self-encouragement, self-love. Like, this is powerful stuff. Hey, it's Mel. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed that video, bye.
Okay. So she talked about the habit of hesitation and the bias towards thinking. My brain's wired really weird. If you're taking the DISC assessment, mine's kind of strange. I kind of see both in myself. So like sometimes I'll get an idea or something and I'll just want to jump on it and get going and run with it. Other times I'll have an idea and I'll start thinking about all the ways that why it's not a good idea. It's really strange. I don't, there's like, it's like one or the either, there's not like a middle ground. It's really strange. Anyway, the one thing that stuck out was she said something about, watching the self-help videos, reading the self-help books and all that stuff, and just reading and watching that stuff doesn't do anything. You have to actually take action. So that, like I said, that really stuck out to me, which is why I wanted to bring up the whole thing about last week at the city council meeting. Because I feel if I'm going to be saying it, I might as well be doing it. But anyway, then one thing that I really kind of took overall out of this one was, I wrote this down. The brain is the magnificently designed supercomputer that's kind of dumb and easy to trick. So by design, your brain has these certain things that by default it does to keep you safe. And sometimes working outside of your comfort zone, your brain perceives that as unsafe. It's not comfortable. So it has these programs automatically designed into it that basically kind of keep you out of that. So doing these little things and like whatever it is, I mean, the 5-second rule, just taking a deep breath, pause and count to 10, just something to reset that thought process. And you have to, and it's better to do it whenever you're first starting on something, because if you're like, halfway into an idea and then you start realizing, oh crap, I'm overthinking, it's kind of hard to erase those thoughts that you've already had. So the first thing, like I said, just, start off taking a deep breath and then, really think about, is this what my brain's trying to tell me to keep me safe? Or is this really what the path that I'm trying to go down? And I did see a quote here a while back. It's actually on Facebook, but it says, life is tough because you're either outside of your comfort zone or you're stuck in it. Which I thought that was really, really, really powerful. Because everybody has things going on, and it all comes down to how you deal with it, and how you set yourself up to deal with it, mainly, I guess. So that's just my thoughts. Anybody else have anything? Did anybody see anything in the video that really stuck out to them? Okay. I think I'm gonna come up with some kind of prize for the first person to answer a question or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I have. I hope everybody has a great week. Looks like we got a little bit of rain today, which is nice. I know we've been high fire danger and everything and all the wind this week. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit of rain this morning. Everybody stay safe. Have a great week. If you need me, you know how to get a hold of me. See you later.